Alright guys, GMG here, and you know why you're watching this. But today I got an extra special box. The backstory is that, well, this box said that there was like 30 pounds of silver plate and 0.33 ounces of sterling. Now they showed a, two silverware pieces, two flatware pieces that was marked sterling in the pictures, and that got me thinking that might not be correct, because, well, I've seen plenty of pieces of flatware that are marked sterling, and felt to me that, well, 1/3 of an ounce is only 10 grams, and, well, that's a very small amount spread over two pieces. So what was going through my head is that there might be a typo in the amount of sterling offered in the box. For instance, they said 0.33 ounces when they really meant for the decimal place to be one part to the right. Like, I expected 33.3, or even if I'm even luckier, it would be 33 ounces of sterling. And remember, everybody else is bidding on this box, treating it like it's got 0.33 ounces of sterling and 30 pounds of silver plate. Well, that didn't add up to me, so I tried to make sure I won the box and wanted to see what it would look like. And then I asked them for a confirmation, but I only opened the support ticket a little too late. They didn't get back to me until after I had won, but then the support guy confirmed that it was 33 ounces sterling. So I've been waiting for this box for a couple days. It's finally showed up, so let's go get at it. I hope that I was right and the support guy wasn't blowing smoke up my butt. Alright, so all I've done is open the box, looking at it just the way it was packaged. Simply copper. Is it really copper, or do they just plate iron with copper? I doubt it's pure copper. It would be very valuable. And it doesn't seem to be pure copper, because you're kind of like looking at rust at the bottom. Is that rust? Hell if I know. No marking either. Just a pot. Teapot. Probably would need the lid in order to be worth much. Okay. Ooh, another piece of copper, something. Let's take care of this first. Apologies, guys. No, I do not invest in a camera, so looking at this with one hand, holding the phone with the other. I really ought to invest in a camera for you guys. It's just FB Rogers. See a billion of these already. Nothing special. But it would scrap pretty nicely. We talked about scrapping in another video. Okay, I've seen teapots like this as well. They usually just have a sticker India on it. Not what we're after either. Okay. A little bit of brass. Okay, so there's some flatware here. I'll take a look at that flatware later. Large tray. Another piece of India of that piece. Yep, there it is. This is India. I don't know what they make that out of, but it's very hard. I don't think it's a valuable base metal like copper or nickel. And this is another piece of F.B. Rogers. Billions and billions found already. Not what they'll make good scrap someday when I get to it. Okay, so this is interesting. No name. That's a bit surprising. I wouldn't find a name on this. You can clearly see copper tones on it. It is rather large and impressive, though. I like it, but give it a polish and I'll try to sell it. It's pretty large and very beautiful. My goal is always... Oh, there it is. I do have a name. Oh, Oneida, of course. That's not a surprise. But I wonder what kind of pattern, if there is a pattern for this. Doesn't really jump out at me, but it's very cool and I would imagine worth something. 20 bucks maybe. Alright, so the majority of the box was flatware, and I'm excited to see it. More India brass, the fake plant in it. Whatever, man. Oh, I've seen these before as well. They are coasters or ashtrays of some sort. I think they're coasters, but they're also silver-plated steel. Now, anybody who watches my videos should know that I'm not a fan of silver-plated steel. It doesn't scrap very well. Silver plate on steel. Stir. You gonna see? Yep. It says EP on steel. I found that steel plated pieces have much less silver plated on them, and steel is not as valuable as a base metal. It's on the bottom of silver plate. If there was a silver plate tier list, EP steel is on the bottom. Do not seek that out. It's not worth anything. And another piece of F.B. Rogers. A little bit fast. Another one of these things. So far, we're not that excited. Yeah, looks like the lid to the F.B. Rogers. I believe it's a sugar bowl. Alright, keep going. See the flatware already. Amcraft Sterling. Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe he was right. 0.33 ounces. This doesn't weigh that much. Of course, 10 grams is kind of a low amount, but that's the first piece of sterling. Said 0.33 ounces. It's a pretty small fork. We'll see. Okay, it's aluminum, Everlast metal, hand wrought, hand forged. Ooh, my bad. Aluminum trays like this. Haven't tried to sell very many, but I don't know if they're worth much either. It's pretty. Give it a go. If I can get it sold for 15 bucks, that's profit in my hands. Okay. looking at is Leonard. I can see through the piece. Leonard and what's probably a vegetable dish, but no back, no top on it. Look at that, Leonard articulated tray. Articulated trays will go for like $10 easy. Leonard might go a little bit more. Right, so most of the stuff that's not the flatware I've done. Let's see. Another piece of cutlery, cookware. I still think that we're looking at probably some form of steel on it's been copper coated, which is not as nice as finding something that's pure copper. Okay, guys. Bunch of trays. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right now, and we'll start looking through the flatware and see if I have anything else to say about it. Look through these trays as well, and I'll get to you guys back in a minute when I can devote some time into looking at it carefully. Okay, so I went through the box, and I'm going to show you all some other stuff, some silver plate that I got that's worth sharing. But I was right that they did do a typo. It wasn't 0.33 ounces of sterling, but it also wasn't it was a typo with the decimal, but it wasn't that the decimal shouldn't have been there, which I was hoping. That'd make it 33 ounces. But it was 3.3, so I didn't do too bad. Half an ounce. So that's what they were reading, 3.3. Which, you know, if everybody else was bidding on it like it was only 0.33, they didn't like think about it, then I still did okay. And the rest of the Royal Danish International Sterling, it's almost like 3 ounces right there in one spoon. You don't find that every day. I wonder if the pattern is valuable enough to get something out of it. But anyway, guys, on to other cool things from the box. So I separated out these pieces of flatware because I thought they were pretty interesting. This one, we'll go start here. The blade says it's EP. You can make it out right there, EP, and then some sort of the maker, whatever that stands for, I guess BB. Who knows? I really do hate the way that English silver plate manufacturers operated with their punches, with their hallmarks. It really is dumb. I think all they would use is the initials of their firms, which is just stupid. I think it's dumb as hell, honestly. But that's what they did. Who the heck knows how many BB firms there are? I mean, come on. There's only so many combinations of your first name and last name, and there could be a lot of them. Think about something like CJ. If you were Carl Johnson and then you wanted to start a silver plate firm, but how are you going to differentiate it from, Carlos Jackson and then Cynthia George Johansson, and you know what I mean, right? But that's what they did. So the maker was BB, and then some sort of star thingy, and then some triangle below a cross or something, and then the words EP, which obviously means electroplate. And look at the the piece. It's a fish knife, and it's very ornate. It's pretty beautiful, honestly. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very beautiful. But you can also tell that the handle. See how it's like hammered, guys? And then there's like a seam right here running down the side. This is silver of a finer quality. Could be 800. It could be sterling. I can't find the marking, but I know it's silver handled. Very beautiful. I don't know the maker, so gonna try to figure it out. And I don't know what the value of it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone would give me like $10, maybe a little more. And maybe it's a lot more. I don't know. But it's very beautiful for sure. And if you like to eat fish, might as well do it with a fish knife. That's probably like 150 years old. Well, I don't know how old it is, but I'm just making a guess. Alright, and then these three pieces are actually higher quality European silver plate. Now, the Europeans often plated silver with a thicker layer of silver on their utensils. A lot of American silver plating companies would have used the AA and A1 standard. It's like letters, and it goes from AA to F, I think, and the lower down you go, the lower quality. So a spoon that was like marked B would be a lower quality piece, and C would be even lower quality. You don't find very many of those because who would want to manufacture an obviously inferior product nowadays? If any manufacturers would manufacture silver plate, and they probably still do in like China, they'll just manufacture a piece with very, very thin silver and just not mark it. I've seen some of that. It's pretty crappy. And it would probably be like marked D if they were using the same standards that the silver plating manufacturers used to use. But who would be honest with that anyway? So this one's marked 40, I think. 40 GR. 40, no, TK 40G. Sorry, it's so hard for you guys to see that. But anyway, it's marked 40G. 40 grams. I'll explain what that means in a minute. This one's marked, I believe also 40. NM40. And then M stands for the maker. I can't remember what it was. But, and then this one, it's marked 100. Kind of interesting. Oh, here we are. Shaso 100. At first, I thought that 100 was a 7, and I was like, wow, I've never seen 700 marked silver. If it's 700 marked silver, obviously, I would be thrilled to find it. But it's 100, so, anyway, whereas, I can't remember how much like a stamping of like AA would indicate. I believe it's around like probably, I don't remember, but it's like if you find a spoon or a fork marked AA, there's a good chance that you have about a gram of silver on it. Okay, it's about the standard. That's how I think of it. So you got like 30 pieces of silver plate marked AA or A1. You're probably looking at like an ounce of silver per 30 pieces. Just roughly estimate. But when these Europeans use these marks, they would use the number spread over 12 spoons and 12 forks as their standard. So, of course, this isn't really a spoon or a fork, but nevertheless, we'll just take 100 and then we'll divide it by 24, and you get about 4 grams of silver plated on this piece. Just pretty good. Maybe not so great that because of the size of it, but 4 grams for a single piece of flatware, it is not bad. So then we would have taken that 40 divided by 24 for these two pieces, and you get somewhere around almost 2 grams. I thought it would be interesting to discuss that. The differences between how the Europeans mark their silver plate and the difference between how all the rest of like the Americans would have done so. So here's one. Got this one says W.M. Rogers X12. Okay, that probably is also like about a gram. Probably they marked it as, or maybe half a gram, 12 grams over 24 pieces, or maybe it was 12 grams over 12 pieces. I don't know. Let's look at this one. Eternally Yours. It's not marked. They didn't mark it with a purity. Interesting. But anyway, Eternally Yours is a fairly strong pattern. It makes it all the more confusing that they didn't decide to mark it with a purity stamp or a purity standard. I think I can find one that's marked like A1 or something. So we got this a bag. I took all that flatware you guys were looking at earlier, and I divided it into three bags. This one is Miscellaneous silver plate. Miscellaneous silver plate. This one's marked Isabella. Never seen an Isabella piece before, but it's quite neat and probably quite old. Little kid on it. This is some kind of kid from advertising, I believe. And I have a few spoons like this, and I forget exactly what this child is supposed to be, but they're somewhat collectible. This is a spoon. Fortunately, we're getting some copper oxidation in the bowl. Maybe I can shine it off or get rid of that copper with baking soda. And I believe that it is Holmes and Edward. Yeah, Holmes and Edward inlaid. For what I remember, Holmes and Edward is was a line by International Silver. Very, very tarnished. Holy crap. Very tarnished. All I'm getting from is Roger Bros. International Silver. But I wonder if I can get it to shine up. Be quite a transformation. I don't see why I couldn't. I suppose also Roger and Bros. Look at that. The fork is almost as big as my arm, guys. I'm not kidding. It's longer than my arm. Whether or not that makes it worth more is something I'm trying to figure out. Godinger made very elaborate serving pieces. Someone might like it. Someone's grandma. But anyway, just the miscellaneous pieces of silver plate in the box. Some will be kept, some will be scrapped. This is another W.M. Rogers X12. Tulip on the bulb here. I believe it's another Holmes and Edwards. Yeah, Holmes and Edwards inlaid. Some pieces were marked inlaid from Holmes and Edwards. I believe what they meant with inlaid is that they applied sterling kind of on the bottom of the bowl where you're making contact with the surface. They tried to thicken that part of the spoon, the part that would be getting worn the most, and that's how they advertised that, by using the trademark inlaid. You can feel it, the sticker here. Kind of thicker. Kind of hard to tell that they did that, but starting up here. I want to look up this pattern, guys. This is a kick-ass piece. Show you all. Wow, this has got to be a collectible pattern. I don't see why it wouldn't be. It is I think another 1847 Roger Bros. International silver piece. Again, very large fork. And a very cool pattern that I've never come across before. Piece of like servers, maybe for like pasta or something. They're just marked Sheffield, the Sheffield Silver Company, Italy. And I don't think that they are very high quality as far as the silver plating on them, but they probably will sell because they're very pretty and functional. Is one my Eternally Yours? Oh, hell yeah, it is. Eternally Yours. One of the most popular and common, but always in demand patterns. Eternally Yours. I just remember it from the little hole in the flower pieces. And when I see them in a box, I know that that box might have more of them, and it's a good box. They will sell. Pieces of that pattern will always sell. It's one of the top dozen patterns, I think. Here is just a random knife, no marking on it. Anyway, that's oh, I'll show you guys one more. That's not it. Our first president, Mr. Washington. I found presidential spoons before, and of course, it depends on the president. Washington will always sell, so it's nice to find him. You'll ask for $5 for him because he's Washington. One of the greatest presidents we ever had, obviously. Alright, so that's it for that. Still a separate bag of stainless as well. Various stainless pieces. Some will sell for a couple dollars each. You want this? Yes. For work. I believe it's Oneida. Yep. Rogers, Oneida. 1881, Rogers, Oneida. I do believe that it is stainless instead of silver plate, but I could be off base. Another one. This is definitely stainless from the way it's shining. Reed and Barton, 1808 stainless. Stainless steel in great shape like this sells piece by piece more than my silver plate. And I find stainless sometimes. I'm just kind of like amassing a little hoard of stainless. So one day I will sell it. Just have to go through it and list it. It'll just take a while, and it's going to be a bit of a slog to get through it all. But happy to add more to the stainless pile, especially if it's in good shape. But the last thing that will save the box, remember I found 3.5 ounces of 3.3 ounces of sterling, but that's not gonna cover the box expenses. But this will, though, springtime. And it's nice to find a piece like Eternally Yours. Or I found some pieces of Reflection as well. Those are also good patterns that will sell. I only found 1 or 2 pieces of each pattern in the Miscellaneous bag. But this is a fantastic find. These are all springtime. International Silver Springtime. And hell, I got a whole bag of it right here. Looking at least 30-ish, 40 pieces. And they should sell for $1.50 or so any day of the week. So that's all I need to do in order to get my value out of this box, is sell the springtime on top of the sterling that I've already found, and then the rest of this stuff is the profit, if I can squeeze any out of it, the rest of the stuff. And last but not least, I'll show you guys in this box. Well, I guess I could show you all these. I don't know what the hell they are. They're like napkin rings, only squished and oblong. I've never seen a napkin ring like this before. So what else could it be? You know, they only have numbers on them on the inside. I think I read a number, said like 1847 and 9677 or something like that. No company name. They're not sterling, I can tell that just by feeling them. 3 of them in total. It's like whatever. I don't know what to do with them. These are kind of interesting. Got some kind of shaker, but with mother of pearl inlay. I wonder if they're mother of pearl, or what's that other abalone? I don't know if I'm looking at abalone, and I think those are endangered, so I might have to like keep this on the hush hush. Look how corroded the inside is, but it says they're marked and made in Mexico. The other one. I'll have to see if that's even legal for me to list this. If it's not, I mean, what's the worst that could happen to me, right? They just take them from me. I don't know. That would be crazy if they did. Whiskey. Oh, tag. This is whiskey made in England. And there's one of whiskey. There's one of sherry. And one of gin. Someone might like those. We'll see. And this is the weirdest thing, but these shakers are marked Tonga. Who would have ever thought that I would find something from Tonga, of all places? I kind of got a kick out of that. Alright, well, that's it for the box, guys. I have to count how many of these springtime pieces I have. I'm estimating about 40 at least. That on top of the 3.5 ounces of sterling will give me my box value. So I would have paid around 120, no, maybe less than that. Between $110 and $120. Luckily, I recovered it. It was not the home run smash that I was hoping for, but hey, we're getting there, just by bits and pieces. Keep at it. The little hits matter too. And that's it for today, guys. Good Marks, goods out.